good afternoon and welcome to it. This is Chess and Wine, and we are now speaking to the chief arbiter of the Eswatini International Chess Open 2024, the president of Eswatini Chess Federation as well. And I'm actually happy with the way he's dressed, well representing the nation, the kingdom of Eswatini, Mr. Msibi. Good afternoon and welcome to Chess and Wine.
Good afternoon to you, Pilar, and I'm very excited to be in your program. Yes, yeah.
Yes, we're glad to have you here. Very big event that you're having, and congratulations on that. What can you say about this Open, this tournament that you're having today?
It's growing bit by bit. It's growing. It started off very small, but now we are seeing a lot of interest. Actually, we have now people who actually have it in their calendars that they make sure that they come. So that makes us very, very happy that we are building something, and we're still not there, but we are sure. We're happy that we are going somewhere. Yes.
Yeah, and again, this event looks big. It looks different from, say, maybe the previous one, I think, in terms of prizes, in terms of many other things. But then what can you say about the differences? What contributed to there being such a difference in terms of the prize structure and, I don't know, the caliber of players maybe, or any other difference that you are aware of?
Okay. I would say we, as an organization, as we grow, some of our partners are beginning to realize that there is chess. Actually, something is happening. So we are getting assistance from some of our partners. We also got assistance from FIDE as well. So I would say maybe that some of that is part of maybe that which influenced our price structure. One may be that we got some help from some of our partners. One is that we are also, as I said, we are growing. We thought maybe we can, if we are growing, we also have to grow the price structure. Yes.
Yeah. But then again, now, what's so important about this kind of an event for you, or for you as a federation, Eswatini Chess Federation? Why is it so important to have an open event, an international open that actually attracts players from outside?
Actually, one of our goals is to expose our players to international players. And one of the ways of doing that is for them to go out and play other international tournaments. And you find that sometimes a lot of our players are not that, they don't have enough muscle, financial muscle, to go out there and hunt for tournaments and get that international experience. So one of the ways to help them get that international experience is through this international open. So this is where we bring to them a different feel of international, different feel of other players, and so that they get in experience, and the Elos, of course.
Yeah.
The Elos, of course. Yes.
Of course. So now, would you say, from your assessment, that this is making a difference, obviously having such, because this is not the first Open that you're having, International Open, right? Would you say that it has contributed to the growing strength of your players over the years? Has it made any difference having such an open event happening annually?
Actually, a lot of our players got ratings from our international opens.
Okay.
So I would say it has helped them quite a lot. Besides maybe getting the experience, we have seen players getting, and I'm absolutely sure we are going to get some players rated in this tournament as well. So it's helping us. It's helping the players get rated. It helps them with the international exposure. So yes, it helps them. Yes.
Yeah. And how do you see the standing of Eswatini chess in terms of when you're looking at the Eswatini chess structure compared to obviously all the other Southern African chess federation? And again, what are the relationships between the Eswatini Chess Federation with the other Southern African Chess Federation?
Actually, we have been, I would say, we have some kind of a tripartite relationship with Mozambique and Lesotho. So we sat down and we decided that we need to help each other. For example, when there is an open, make sure that our players go to Mozambique. We make sure our players go to Lesotho. They do so as well.
Yeah.
And we also want to take this to the technical officials and say that if there's an opportunity of our technical officers learning from each of our federations, we make that happen as well. So we have, with these the two, we have a formal relationship with them. In fact, what we were saying that sometimes you'd find that the real thing that causes a lot of inactivity in most federations is trying to, reach out too quickly and widely, so that eventually you don't get to where you're going. But if you start small, with a small, like a tripartite relationship, and then you make that work, and then you spread out. That is what we are trying to do. So we are hoping that eventually South Africa is going to come into this relationship, Botswana is going to come into this relationship, and other federations as well. We have this formal relationship that says, let's help each other this way.
Now, in terms of priorities, in terms of growth, obviously, as a federation, which do you feel there should be mostly, do you prioritize the most? Let me just put it this way. Growth of player strength and obviously ratings, or technical officials like your arbiters and so forth. Which one do you, or do you see them, do you see it good if they grow together? How have you been, strategizing in terms of growth in your cases?
Like one thing that our federation is very young. Our first Olympiad was in 2014. That was the very first. So being very young, we started off by just establishing the culture of chess. And now we're moving away from. So when we started off, we started with trying to rate as many players as possible. We also trained officials. That we had instructors that we trained. We trained in large groups, and we also trained arbiters. And then now we are moving to. We want to strategize now, concentrate now on the youth, because now we have the culture. Now everybody knows that there's chess and chess is being played, and we are lucky because our team, even though sometimes, maybe let me not say this, because I've had people. Was it not you?
Saying what?
Saying one of our fellow Africans was celebrating winning a certain category. You see? And one person said, why are we celebrating mediocrity? You see?
I think it was Keisha. Was it Keisha or somebody in the group? And it's not necessarily mediocrity if you are competing in that field, and then you won the field you were competing in. So it's not mediocrity. It's obviously showing that you've grown a level up, right? Yes.
So, so one of those things that maybe helped is for our teams. Last Olympiad, it was our women's team that won the category. Yes. This year it was the men's team that won the category. That exposure. You see, even in the government now they are saying actually the CEO of our sports council was saying maybe we should shift from things like soccer, which we are not winning, and look at chess.
Yes.
Even in the youth now, they think about those, they take those players as heroes now, some people to look up to. You
Yes.
see. So we want to grab that and use it to develop the youth, because that is where we are going now. We will be starting the schools, chess schools pilot program next year with about 20 schools.
Okay.
And we are hoping that that program is going to help us move forward. Because now the players who are already there, we are sure they can continue and play. We need to bring up the youth now.
Yes. No, I just wanted to ask, since you mentioned chess in school, have you had that training with Anzel, the chess in school, the FIDE chess in school training as Eswatini? Have you ever attended that?
Actually, during the African Youth Championships, two of our people attended, and they moved up to the lecturer level.
Okay.
And one attended during the Olympiad.
Yes.
So we are attending, yes. Yeah. So we are hoping to use this to train our teachers, because we don't want, we have realized that if you try to do the schools the chess and schools thing outside of the school, you tend to, the movement is very slow. So we want to train the teachers actually themselves, ourselves, before we move them on to the formal training with that the others
feed.
Yes,
and the feed. Okay,
yes.
All right. Wait, again, I am now wondering, because I maybe you can clear up here, because in most international open events, they usually have arbiter training seminars and such and such. Are we having that here? If not, why not?
No, we are not having that here. Yes, we are saving our grant for the schools and chess and schools program. Yes, so we said no, we'll not ask for that. Let's concentrate on that here.
Okay. Yes. So, and I also have to ask. You've mentioned that you've had arbiters obviously train, and you've mentioned that there's players that gotten rating points from these international open events and so forth. Now, I'm just wondering about player retention. In fact, let's just put it as human resource retention actually, because sometimes you'd have trainings for arbiters, and then they'll be active for a year, and afterwards, because it's unsustainable being an arbiter because of lack of, obviously people can't live off of it, or as players as well, they'll probably just quit along the way. You'll stop playing chess because it's demanding too much time and there's no money in chess. How is the retention of obviously such resourced people in Eswatini Chess Federation? Are you able to retain them, or have you lost some of them in the past?
It's a bit. And in fact, you know what? The way you put it, it's like you've been. Anyway, I'm sure you're familiar with the what is happening in African countries. We are having difficulty in retaining because mainly for us, it's not about maybe they're not getting something out of it. It's that usually, okay, when it started off, the people who were trained were players.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So when they were young players. They were young players. So most of them moved off started working and moved away from chess and stuff. That's why I've had to arbitrate a lot of our tournaments, and because actually we have close to 10 arbiters, but not all of them are active because of work commitments and stuff like that. So we are having the difficulty in that area, but now we are changing it. We are saying we don't want to train people just because the training is available. We want to train people because they are doing the work. So now we are talking about people who are training people who are in the field. So when we are training arbiter, like the arbiter who's there, when we are training arbiter, we want to see you doing the work first. So that we don't just throw away that training. Because sometimes what happened, we would say, hey, this training, who's interested?
So it wasn't paid for. The trainees don't get to pay for attending the training. So it's not.
Yeah,
Is it covered?
yes, the first one they didn't pay for it.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
yes.
Okay, so it's easy for people to take it for
For
granted, and then
granted,
afterwards.
yeah. Yes.
Okay, all right. Now, again, in terms of players, have you lost any of the rated players to maybe the workforce or any other?
Yes, of course. Actually, I was talking about the same thing last week. We had the Mbabane Open in Mbabane that it seems like the best time to keep players is when they are at school, because eventually when they get out of school or go out of school, maybe they start from university.
Yeah,
I'm studying and stuff like that.
and
After that, work commitment and stuff like that. So we have lost some players, mostly to work commitment.
Yeah.
There are a few that just said, I don't like chess anymore. Most of them are complaining of work commitment, because sometimes chess, for example, it will start on Friday and sometimes longer, you see. So we have lost quite a number of rated players through that, yes.
Do you plan for something or do you foresee a future where players get stipends from the federation for being, I don't know, whether the top players or national players, or even administrators? Do you foresee a possible future where you have chess administrators getting paid for the services that they're providing, or have an office for the Eswatini Chess Federation, or even in other regions and so forth? Is that something that seems possible, and maybe especially in terms of support? Do you see support? Do you receive enough support to actually plan for such a possibility?
You are right. It is our dream, but at the moment it's still a dream, because we have realized that for that to happen, first of all, we must have a good base of sponsors.
Yes.
And second of all, we are trying to improve our, let's say, our collection methods.
Yeah.
For example, a federation, for a federation to survive, first of all, it should survive from its members.
Yes.
That the sponsors come later. It's the members that should ensure that the federation survives. So I think we are trying to improve on that first, to make a good base, so that when you come to look for the base of sponsors, you see, you can't be a pauper all the time. You see, you must be seen to be doing something. So eventually, yes, we would like, actually, a lot of our executive complain about the same. Say, if something has to be done, okay, sometimes someone might say, hey, I have to start at work. I had to take most of my time at work because I'm not getting paid here. So we have reminded them that actually being serving in the executive is volunteer work, but we know even volunteers get something. So that is where we are going. That even though you volunteer, you must get something eventually.
Yes, case a stipend. Okay. All right. Now, back to the Eswatini Open, what can players look forward to outside, obviously, the event? Obviously, for most players, it's not just about the tournament, but it's also about the tour of the country that they're in. Like, excitement, besides being in the, sometimes in some events, obviously, they have a rest day, so players can have some sightseeing. What can we look forward to seeing and enjoying in Eswatini, in Emanzini, while we're here?
Actually, it's unfortunate that our schedule is tight, so there's no time for sightseeing. But there's a lot to see. For one, we're in this beautiful hotel. Even actually, Swaziland, the people themselves. Just looking at the people. But a lot of nice places that you can go to. We will be talking about that to tell them. But even though actually in Eswatini, one player was asking me, should I carry my passport? I said, no. That doesn't happen here. Nobody's going to say, hey, where are you from? This, where is the... So then we would encourage the players to be...
Look at me walking around with my passport.
No, it doesn't happen.
So you can relax.
Yeah, you can relax as long as you behave. The people are friendly wherever you go, and if you want directions to a nice place, they show you without just maybe following you around and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But actually, there's a lot of nice places that they can look forward to seeing here, because we're in the center of town.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So there's no one or two that you can direct us to.
Not yet. Yeah.
All right. Now, also, in terms of your players in the open section, who is your favorite to win? At least come up in the top 5. Who's your favorite to come out in the top 5, and who do you think is likely to become the best Eswatini player?
Well, as president, I'm not allowed to say that.
But you know their strength, though. You see, that's the thing about chess. It's not based on feelings.
At the moment, we are concentrating with 2 young players that we have been training. We are hoping that they are going to have a good showing. That is Surprise and Sanju. We're hoping that they are going to have a good showing here and come out with something.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Awesome. The best Eswatini player in the open section and in the ladies section. Name one. No.
Yeah.
Best Eswatini player in the open section.
I'll have to think about it.
Ladies, best lady.
The best ladies. Actually, that we have a slight problem. Most of our ladies are at work, but even then, I'm hoping that all of them have the best tournament.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Good luck for the event. We're hoping that we get to speak to you again during or after the event, and then we can just have a recap on it. Thank you so much, Mr. Msibi.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you.